This is DJ Orson Welles, and you're listening to Pushing Underground Radio.
Hello, my dark and mysterious children of the night. Welcome along to Grave Encounters, my returning show that aired again last week for the first time since April. And I had my girlfriend Faith hosting the show. If you haven't had a chance to check that one out yet, go back and listen to it. And for those of you that don't know, Grave Encounters is a show featuring the best in murder ballads, music with dark themes, horror, and dark cabaret. I've got a great show coming up for you today. We're going to kick things off, or tonight I should say, we're going to kick things off with a track that was composed by Christian Henson for the game Alien Isolation. This is the menu music for that game. That's right, in space nobody can hear you scream. That was the menu music for the new video game Alien Isolation. That was composed by Christian Henson. The game in question is fantastic. I haven't actually played that much of it yet, but it concerns events between Alien and aliens, and it's a fantastic game. It's a proper horror game, which is really, really nice to see. It's a big part of what Grave Encounters as a show is about. It's about celebrating horror, celebrating the darkness in the world, because as a live DJ, I don't often get to play particularly dark music. Obviously, most people who hire a DJ because they want to party, but that's not what Grave Encounters is about. Grave Encounters is not about partying. Now, as always, you can get in touch with me on the show, just like with any of the other shows that I do. You can get in touch with me via Twitter. I am at DJ Orson Welles, and if you want to talk about this show in particular, just use the hashtag Grave Encounters. Now, next up, I've got a track that's also been used in a video game, although this is actually a famous piece of music that's been reappropriated by this game. This is a tune composed by Debussy, and it was used in the game The Evil Within, which I'm currently playing on the Xbox One. This is Claire de Lune, and I'm sure it'll be familiar to some of you. So that was a piece of music composed by Debussy called Clair de Lune. As I said, it's used in the video game The Evil Within, which came out very recently. The Evil Within was made by Shinji Mikami, who is the godfather in many ways of survival horror, as he invented the Resident Evil franchise and directed many of the best games in that particular franchise. In many ways, The Evil Within is kind of a spiritual successor to the original ideas in Resident Evil, and it's an absolutely fantastic game and shit scary to boot. Now, in my excitement telling you all about what Grave Encounters is about, I completely forgot to tell you whose music I'll be featuring on tonight's show. So just give you a quick rundown. I'll be playing you a cover from Crooked Still, as well as a song from Amanda Palmer and the Grand Theft Orchestra. Later on, you'll hear a tune from the Romanovs. And I'm closing the show with a great track from the fantastically named Tragic Tantrum Cabaret. Isn't that a fantastic name for a group? You're going to love their music, and that's going to be later on in the show. It's going to be the closing track. Now, this is actually, this particular show is actually the kickoff for an entire week of Halloween-themed shows. Obviously, Halloween is on Friday. I'm not actually going to be broadcasting on Friday, but I will be broadcasting, obviously, tonight and tomorrow on Tuesday and Wednesday and Thursday. And just to give you a quick rundown of the shows that are coming up across the week. Tomorrow, Rhymes and Rhythms, it's going to be a horrorcore special focusing on horrorcore and murder rap, which is a subgenre of hip-hop, focusing on dark themes and murder and mayhem. Sure to be great fun. I've done horrorcore specials before, and they're always a lot of fun to do. On Wednesday, of course, it's going to be Face Full of Metal, which is always a show full of rock music, so I'm going to focus on the darker side of rock music on that show. Maybe play a bit of Cradle of Filth and some more black metal and that sort of thing. And then on Thursday, I'm going to be doing a dark episode of Swing Brother Swing, still focusing on electro swing, but the darker side of electro swing, because there is some darker tunes out there, believe it or not, that are of the electro swing variety. Now, next up, we've got a track from Tom Waits, who, as many of you know, is one of my favourite artists of all time. This is Oily Night.